Now, the experts will tell you that you should diversify your income, particularly when it comes to online content creation. And this is especially important as things change, things fluctuate. And for me, I've proven the point because recently I allowed myself to be scammed with regard to my Facebook page, and I really made a huge mistake. Somebody contacted me claiming to be from a big podcast channel that has 2 million subscribers on YouTube, 300,000 videos, does podcasting through other channels, has lots of employees, multiple hosts, multiple different shows, and some names that are fairly recognizable to a lot of people. I didn't recognize them, but doing some little bit of background checking on this to find out if it was real or not, this was really quite the business, and it really seemed legitimate. Usually you can tell the scams because they're poorly worded. They don't really have any kind of connection that makes them seem legitimate. You got no idea who they really are, who they really work for. So this seemed like it was really going to be a good opportunity, and it was supposedly a paid opportunity that would have been a nice little bit of income for doing a podcast. Unfortunately, they were really good at what they were doing, and the person that contacted me had nothing to do with this other company. They had no connection as far as I can tell. The other company is still legitimate, still really big, still really successful. They completely pulled the wool over my eyes, and I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. And the other day they had a little Zoom call to get the whole thing set up so that they could invite me through Facebook to be a part of their podcast. And I thought that's what all we were doing, is setting it up so they could extend an invitation, because it's something that I wasn't set up on Facebook to be invited to these kind of events. And I just had to go in there and change a few settings. Unfortunately, somewhere in that process, they got control of my Facebook page. Now they have removed all of my content from the page. They are putting up different kinds of content. They have renamed the page to Blacksmith Works. So if you were following Black Bear Forge on Facebook and now you're seeing Blacksmith Works with stuff that has nothing whatsoever to do with blacksmithing, that's because I've been hacked and my page has been taken over, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get it back. Now, on the positive side, my Facebook page for Black Bear Forge has been handled by a third-party company. It's a page management company that works with thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of creators to manage some of their other social media accounts. They take my YouTube videos, they repurpose them, re-edit them. They still stay on YouTube, but they do copy them to optimize them and edit them for Facebook. And then they manage the Facebook page. And because they are so big and they deal with so many people, I think they got some better access to Facebook support people than what I have, and I'm hoping they can get the page back. And there's some reason to be optimistic. This was a monetized account. It was making me money, and it was making this other company money. So they have an interest in getting my page back, and they have the people with the connections to do that, I hope. But there's no way to know for sure if that's going to happen. It's possible the page is gone forever, and maybe at that point my page manager says, well, this just kind of throws the contract out the window and we are going to terminate the contract. You're on your own now, do whatever you want. Or maybe they'll create another page and they'll start the whole process over again. I have no idea. So beware, no matter how good an opportunity sounds and how perfect it sounds, you need to do some background checking if you find yourself in that situation. What I should have done is contact this podcasting company that had nothing to do with it. They weren't the ones actually contacting me, and asked them if they were the ones contacting me. Said, hey, does this person represent you, and is this a legitimate offer? And then I would have known. But unfortunately, it sounded so good, they were so convincing, and I was a bit naive and a bit stupid, so I went for it, and it was a big mistake, and it's going to be a problem for me in the long run. I've done some other things with the Black Bear Forge channel this year that I think are positive changes, but do lower my income potential. It takes away a couple of those diversified income streams that I was talking about. Previously, I had ad revenue from YouTube, ad revenue from Facebook. I have Patreon and channel memberships, which bring in a little bit of money. And I had been doing some sponsorships and affiliate marketing. I kind of got tired of doing the sponsorships and affiliate marketing. I'm getting tired of seeing videos that are of that style. So I'm doing way less of that on Black Bear Forge this year, and I don't really want to go back to it except for sponsorships that are really related to the channel. Some of the blacksmithing suppliers I'd be happy to do sponsorships for, but I'm not going to do them for some of the random companies anymore. It's kind of a pain in the ass to do them, and it didn't really serve most of my viewers. So I want to quit doing that, but those sponsorships were about 10% of my income for the Black Bear Forge channel. The affiliate marketing was about 5% of my income for that channel, and Facebook represents about 30% of my overall income. So doing all this stuff, that's about a 45% pay cut that I'm looking at taking going forward if I don't get the Facebook page back. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Maybe I can ramp up production on YouTube, make more videos, and earn a little bit more through the normal YouTube ad revenue stuff, you know, the annoying ads nobody likes. Maybe Patreon will continue to grow and more people will contribute through Patreon or channel memberships. But I think the thing that is probably going to have to happen for me is to lean more heavily back into customer projects. That's the kind of thing I was trying to downplay a little bit in the past, but I've been thinking more about doing more hardware, some wooden chests with forged hardware, things like that. And since I don't really need a lot of that stuff in my house, I need to find customers to sell it to, and maybe if that's high-end enough stuff, that will make up the difference. Whether that's going to mean fewer videos on Black Bear Forge, fewer videos here on the John Switzer channel, I have no idea. But I am probably more angry with myself for letting myself be scammed than I'm angry at the actual scammers. Don't get me wrong, I'm plenty angry at the actual scammers, and I would love it if there was some way for somebody to catch them and throw them in jail. But I suspect they're probably not even in the U.S. and probably will never be caught. Even if eventually Facebook shuts them down, they'll just set up another account and go back to doing it again. So if you're doing online stuff, be careful. Have some other income streams. I still have YouTube income. I still have Patreon. I still have customer sales the way I've been doing it. And all of that stuff is still going to work. So I'm not just going to go broke or bankrupt, anything like that. But I am going to have to tighten my belt till I figure out how to recover from this. And no, this isn't a request for you to send me money or sign up for Patreon or anything like that. This is just me letting you know kind of what's going on with that Facebook page. If you've been following it, don't unsubscribe yet. Give it a few weeks, see if it comes back. But if it doesn't, by all means, walk away from it. I don't see any reason to stick around. Certainly don't need to be increasing the views and the reach for the scammers. Anyways, thanks for taking the time to listen to me rant. I appreciate it. And we will see you for the next video, which I hope is a little bit more upbeat.